So now let's talk about technology a little bit. Yep. So technology, right? So technology is what part of speech is technology?
No.
It's a noun. The adjective would be?
Technological.
Can you be a little louder for my deaf ears?
Technological.
Technologic and technological. So we have technology, technologic and technological. When we talk about technology, what exactly are we talking about? Tell me. So, technology. Chris, what is technology? How would you define technology? And what are the topics, as an introduction into the topic technology, that we're looking at if we're talking about general English, or if we're talking about IELTS, or if we're talking about TOEFL? What is it that's required of us? It's a very, very popular IELTS topic, also TOEFL topic, technology, the texts that are about technology, and also questions about technology in the speaking section of the test. And also when it comes to general conversation, all the time we talk about technology, because technology somehow defines our age. Can we say, is it safe to say we're living in a technological era?
Yes.
The technological era? Age? It's a technological age?
But you can use the word technology on any field, because technology is anything that is kind of easing up a process. So it doesn't have to involve something like cell phones or anything. It can also be when you're working on a farm and you use a gadget that in some way facilitates.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that helps facilitate
a
natural process would be technology. Anything that's, and especially it needs to be man-made, right?
It needs to be man-made.
It can't be natural, right?
Yeah.
True.
But even if you use natural things, such as trees, but if you use it in certain clever ways, that would be...
No.
Oh, okay.
It's involved research and scientific things, I think. It should be.
Okay, so thank you. There is a definition for technology. So if I want to read just go to technology and ask for the definition, and you go to Wikipedia, for example, for definition of technology. Technology, it would say, is the discipline that seeks technology is the collection of tools, including machinery, modifications, arrangements, and procedures used by humans. Engineering is the discipline that seeks to study and design new technologies. Technologies significantly affect human, as well as other animal species' ability to control and adapt to their natural environments. So there are different, speaking of the definition of technology, there are different definitions. The use of the term technology has changed significantly over the last 200 years. Before the 20th century, the term was uncommon in English and usually referred to as a description of or the study of useful arts. Now, the term technology itself became popular in the 20th century, that is 1900-something, so it's a recent term. Actually, 1950s, it started growing in popularity. So the word technology itself is a new thing. Technology, as we know it, has existed for years, thousands of years ago, maybe like 3,000 years before Christ. What happened? Writing was, Sumerians started writing, the Sumerians, and it was a handwriting called cuneiform. The first system of writing, cuneiform, used also by many old people, like some people trace the Chinese or the Japanese way of writing, back to cuneiform, which was using some figures like this and writing, I don't know. And then came the hieroglyphics and all that. But anyways, so when we talk about history and prehistory, you know, when we talk about prehistoric times, so prehistoric events or times, we're talking about any age or any time before the advent of, remember, the advent of writing. When did writing happen? Some 3,000 years before Christ. The first writing system that is known to have existed was cuneiform. And then came other systems of writing like the hieroglyphics and so on and so forth. And then different numerics and alphabetical and numeric systems followed. But technology has existed for a long, long time. They know about it by how? By looking at paintings in the walls of caves, or the carvings on the walls of caves, so that certain human beings used certain gadgets or instruments in the old times. So if we look at your definition, which is a very good one, anything that helps facilitate making operations easier for mankind. If it's man-made, that's a technological advancement, that's a gadget now. So, yes, but so when we talk about technology, all those tools, all the machines, a hammer is a machine. A nail, a screw, is actually a machine, if you look at the definitions. A machine is not necessarily something very complicated. So when you look at the definition of the machine, it has a very simple definition. So if I look at the definition of machine for you, for example, here, and we look at machinery or the word machine. So machine is a tool actually. A machine is a tool containing one or more parts. It could be one or more parts that uses energy to perform an intended action. Energy could be mechanical, could be chemical. So mechanical is my energy, if I force something. So a nail is a machine. A screw is a simple machine. So all these machines, so human beings started making tools. So any tool ever made by a human has been an actual example of technology. Back to all those old tools, the Flintstones, you know Flintstones. Have you watched cartoon?
Yeah.
Flintstones. They're talking about the Stone Age, right? The Stone Age. Because the history of mankind, now we're not talking about history today. One day we will talk about history. History is divided into different eras and ages and epochs, and we've had the Metal Age, we've had the Iron Age, we've had the Bronze Age, we've had the Stone Age. When human beings, for example, discovered fire, that was a huge discovery. But there's a difference between discovery, like discovering fire, and inventions. Discovery on the one hand, and inventions on the other. So we have to discover and to invent. To discover and to invent. For example, the wheel. Was the wheel discovered or invented?
Invented.
Invented, right? There are some collocations that come with the word technological or technology. We have technological advances. development or developments. Technological progress. Improvement. We talk about the effects, the impact. Sometimes the influence or influences of technology on our lives. On our lives as humans. As humans or human beings. On our species. Yes? So when we talk about technology, of course we want to know what technology is. So it's basically any tool, any machine, any gadget ever used by mankind that has helped facilitate some function of life. Of course, the mankind, what are the first things we started doing? When we were living in caves, we started making some tools, right? Basically, they say a man, some people say manimal, between man and animal, right? It's a blend. Manimal is a tool-making animal. Yes? If man is a tool-making animal, is this... Now, some people say we are a thinking animal. An animal that thinks. But then again, when you study animals, they see other animals also make tools. Like birds make nests. So we are a kind of one of the thinking, tool-making animals. But all the tools and gadgets and implements and instruments and all the things that we've made, they're all instances of technology. They are instances of technology. Physical instances, right? All the inventions, not discoveries. Because discoveries, you discovered, Christopher Columbus discovered America. Somebody else discovered something. But if we discovered something, for example, somebody discovered, not invented alcohol. Yeah? But if you use it to make some gadgets or power some things, then you used it in technology. So we're talking about technological advances or advancements. Developments, progress. And oftentimes in places such as, for tests such as IELTS and TOEFL, the questions are, how has technology, what's the verb for effect? Affected our lives. How has technology changed our lives? Has it changed our lives for better, for the better, or for worse? For better or for worse? Have things changed for the better or for the worse? Yeah, for better or for worse? For better or for worse? Has technology changed our lives for better or for worse? Very quickly, Javi, what do you think? I don't want a full sentence. For better or for worse? These are the things we will, for better. These are the things that we will look at. It's just an intro.
For better.
Chris?
Half half.
In general, yeah. For
Overall,
better.
all in all, for
Yeah.
better. That's a good response. Generally speaking, for better. Overall, all in all, that's good. That's a very good response. So, all in all, overall, generally speaking. So you can say, generally speaking, for better. All in all, for better. Overall, for better. All in all, for better. That's one of the major questions. Tui?
Agree with everyone, please.
Better or worse? Better. So everybody agrees that technology has. But technology, one of the favorite topics of IELTS, TOEFL, and stuff is looking at the advantages versus the disadvantages. So you guys believe that overall the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, correct? The advantages of technology outweigh the disadvantages. So that's the argument. So when it comes to technology, there are advantages in progress, developments, technological inventions, and all that. We talked about advantages and disadvantages. But you would say there are advantages and disadvantages. However, as far as I'm concerned, the advantages outweigh, so the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. And then you should prove. You should look at the advantages and disadvantages. Now, usually for IELTS or TOEFL, they look at it and they say, for example, technology has made us less passionate about each other. Technology has distanced us from each other. Because they would say now everybody is so addicted to their technological devices and gadgets, such as cell phones and smartphones and social networks, such as Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, so on and so forth, Flickr, and just name it, and Instagram. They have actually forgotten about the real communication with real people in the real world. So the virtual reality, when we talk about technology, so these are the favorite topics of IELTS and TOEFL. The effects of technology in our lives today. How has technology changed our lives? How has it changed different aspects of our lives, such as education, such as in our socialization, our social life, the effects on our social life. Are we better humans right now as a result of technology and technological advancements? When it comes to our personal relations with our friends and relatives? Or has technology distanced us from each other? What are the advantages and disadvantages in different areas of our lives? So, has technology what is this word? Technology distance as a verb. Distance us from each other. So when we're talking about the effects of technology, one of the main fields where they're interested in would be education. Education. Healthcare. Simply work. Daily lives. In our daily lives. our social life. Socialization. These are some areas, especially they would ask us in IELTS questions for writing, TOEFL questions for writing, and also speaking. They may ask us about the social life, socialization. Our social life is interaction with daily interaction or communication, daily interactions or communication with our fellow human beings. Fellow human beings could be our friends, could be our relatives. Addiction to technology, another major topic. To technology. Such as or technological developments, or technology related phenomena, such as social networks, the cyber world. Yes? What is the cyber world? Anything that has to do with cyber has to do with computers. Because the cyber world is a computer world. The internet. IT, right? IT, information technology. The internet. We also call it the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web, right? WWW. In some countries, the internet is so slow, they call it the World Waiting Web. Everybody has to wait for one more page to open. So when we talk about technology today, what are the first things that come to our minds? Computers? Cell phones? TVs? Smart TVs? Smartphones? Smart TVs? Wi-Fi? The cyber world? The cyber revolution?
Transport.
Technology? So the first thing that comes to mind may not be transportation even, but now we do have high-tech cars. But transportation is also part of technology. But when they ask you something about technology, the first high-tech devices that come to your mind, and we have high-tech, huh? High-tech would be the internet, the cyber world, cyber. Anything with cyber, like cyber theft, cyber identity, cyber games, the virtual reality. The virtual world means cyber world. The virtual reality. We have virtual friends, virtual relationships, and virtual sex. Virtual everything. So a lot of people believe this is a bad thing, that we're addicted to these aspects of technology. A lot of people argue, no, this has made everything better. So we need to have a look at both sides, the minus side and the plus side. I'm just starting with some ideas to think about so we can discuss. On the one hand, so when we talk about technology, we should remember that we are talking about all tools gadgets, implements, instruments, devices, yeah? Gadgets, like what? In a toolbox, we talked about hammers and screwdrivers, and that's a tool. Usually when we talk about he's a gadget freak, he likes gadgets. What are we? We're usually talking about electronic gadgets, right? Things that are a little complicated. We're talking about, for example, iPads and PDAs and smartphones and smart TVs and buying these new electrical little things that do crazy new things. So we have gadget freaks. Gadget freaks are those people who are so very much interested. Most guys are gadget freaks. Yeah? I would say above 90%, 95% of guys are gadget freaks. Not every girl is a gadget freak. So the percentage when it comes to girls, my personal observation may not be very accurate, is most guys are gadget freaks. More guys than girls are gadget freaks. They like smart everything, to fool around with new technology. Oh, this, you know what it does? Especially, that's why girls usually say boys will always be boys. Oh, boys. Boys will always be boys. Boys will always be boys. They never grow up. They're always boys. They're 60 years old, but it's still boys. You know, like you talk to his wife, boys. Just yesterday I was watching TV and there was this woman talking about boys, about an adult. Okay, good. We love toys. Good. I don't see anything wrong with that. Toys are good. I see millions of dollars spent on designing and devising new gadgets, and well, you pay $500 and you can have a gadget. I think it's worth it. It's you see the sum of technological advances of mankind over millions of years has gone into this gadget device. For me, this device is worth more than $500 or $1,000. Of course, consumerism sucks, but changing it without need. I just want to change it because that looks better. Something new is coming. So that is also another favorite topic for IELTS. So technological advances on the one hand, consumerism, we've talked about it, right? Consumerism on the other. Speaking of consumerism, tools. Everything could be a tool or a machine. So tools and machines. Go work on that machine, meaning computer. Oh, this machine is out of service. This computer is out of service. Go work on that machine. The engine of a car is a machine. So machine. Gadgets. Implements. Usually hand tools are called implements. Hand tools. Hand tools. Instruments. Like musical instruments, for example. Devices, usually electric. Electric, and we have electronic. Now electronic devices are a little different from just electric devices, right? Electric devices, anything that's attached to electricity is electric. Electronic is a little bit more advanced. There's some programming involved, there's a bit more than just electric, right? So for example, a hair dryer, when I want to dry all this hair I got, is an electric device. But a TV is basically, or a computer is electronic. What are you laughing at? So, we have electric and electronic. I hate time, and time hates me. Yeah. Neither of us have been able to manage each other. Time has never been able to manage me, and I've never been able to manage time. So, good. We're like, we have a beautiful matrimonial relationship, like a husband and wife living together for years, and none of them seems to be capable of managing the other. Having a beautiful relationship with time. And so, implements are usually hand tools. For kitchen, remember, what was the word for kitchen? Kitchen implements? No. Implements are, for example, if you have a small trowel, it's like a small shovel, like to throw the garden, that's an implement, right? Trowel. Gardening implements. Implements for gardening. Gardening implements. Tools are usually used for mechanics and all that, toolboxes, or electricians, they use tools like pliers. Remember pliers, hammer, nuts and bolts and screws and screwdrivers and all those words that we looked at some days ago. So in the topic, what was the topic? Where did we look at tools? Houses and housing. So in the topic houses and housing, for some reason we looked at wrenches and spanners and stuff like that. So those are all tools in the toolbox. Now implements would be for like gardening implements. They're hand tools, like that. Instruments for food, musical instruments. Devices. For a kitchen we had utensils. Do you remember utensils? Kitchen utensils. Also we had the big things in the kitchen. Do you remember? Like fridge, freezer, stove, appliances. Appliances. So these are all the physical manifestation or incarnation or examples and instances of technology. The things we use, the devices, tools, implements, and all those things. Yeah. So there's one thing looking at this and all the inventions. On the one hand, inventions. How inventions or invented things have facilitated.
You meet the sea.
Facilitated. Thank you very much. Our lives. To facilitate means to make things. To make things easier. How have these technological advances facilitated our lives? That's one question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of technology and technological advances that have been made so far? What are the advances and the advantages and disadvantages? How has technology affected mankind and our lives, our daily lives? How has technology affected different fields of science and education? How has technology, what are the impacts? Impacts of technology or the influences of technology on, remember, what are the impact on our daily lives, our healthcare system, our education? How about our social life? Especially when it comes to social life, technology has had its advantages and disadvantages. On the one hand, it has connected people. At the same time, it has disconnected people from each other. I no longer even want to call my friend and hear his voice because now I have texting. Thanks to texting, I hear. Yeah? And then you see that texting, for example, has changed our language, the way we communicate. OMG, oh my God! OMG. Yeah? BTW, by the way. How about like this?
Ooh, fuck you.
He's gonna text it out.
I use it all the time.
No. Yeah. No, that's not what I meant. Or Like, I see you. I see you. Or see you. See you.
See ya.
I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever. See you tomorrow. Like that. Okay. I know that we're all done. I know that Javi, look at him. He can't wait. His stomach says like it's 12 and just give me 2 minutes. Bear with me. 2 minutes. So, basically, when we're looking at the topic of technology, we're looking at all the advantages and disadvantages of technology. This is the next thing we're going to look at. And I want you to think about it so we can talk about it. The plus side, on the plus side, technology. So on the plus side, and there's a minus side, right? Advantages, disadvantages. So advantages. And disadvantages. So on the plus side, help me with this. It has made things, or everything easier, maybe, faster, more efficient, save time, and manual labor and energy, maybe saved time, sometimes money, has made things, thanks to computers, it's easier and faster and more efficient and convenient. So easier, faster, more efficient, convenient. To study, to communicate, to actually do online banking transactions. Now this is just an intro, but then when we start talking about it, we'll get into the details. On the other hand, the disadvantages are?
And it has also prevented us from communicating.
Yes, when it comes to that, it has in our social lives. Also, now we have, of course, we have cyber transactions and cyber online everything, the online world, but we also have cyber crime. Cyber crime, cyber theft, such as identity theft. We have cyber criminals. Identity theft is when your identity is gone, it's breached, and people take your numbers and your codes and start emptying your accounts. Your money's all gone. It's identity theft, right? There was no such word as, you know, one good way of writing an essay about this for your IELTS or TOEFL is, yes, 30 years ago, there was no such thing as the cyber world and, you know, like this, the internet and Facebook, but nor were there words such as cybercrime and cyber theft or identity theft, so on and so forth. So that's one part of the issue, the world of the hackers and hacking. Yes, hackers and hacking. And on the other hand, in our social lives, has distanced people from each other.
Become dependent on.
Has made people addicted, has addicted people to technology and stuff.
Independent.
Independent or dependent?
Dependent.
Dependent on, addicted to, dependent on these technological advances, from smartphones to computers to all these, the online gaming to everything online. And so it's the virtual world, the virtual people, the cyber reality, the virtual reality, as opposed to real reality.
Yeah, and moreover, before before those technologies kind of came up, you had to if you wanted to have fun, you needed to go outside and socialize. And today you can rather decide, okay, what do I do for this evening program? Shall I just go out in a pub and socialize, or follow my sedentary lifestyle and watch Netflix?
That's nice. So basically, guys, I want you to think about it even during lunch a little bit if you can. So when we come back, when we get together, I want us to actually talk about this a little bit, right? And then, of course, we'll look at the words. It's a different way of starting this topic. Okay? Thank you.